cool. I mean, no one's probably gonna watch, but, like, for those who do eventually watch, there's just, like, so much on my mind, and I'm kind of just dealing with a lot, and, last time you actually really saw me be active on this channel, I was 15. I'm now 19, so, 4 years ago, people knew me as, like not like I'm not like I'm talking like I'm famous, I'm not even famous, but, like, people who did watch my videos knew me as, like, "Oh, the girl who, like, rapped or, like, wrote music," but now, like, I'm not even that girl anymore. But the reason why I'm going live is because I need to, like, rant, vent, and maybe give out some advice to kinda show you what I've been going through. Um, Now, I've been dealing with depression since as long as I can remember, but the first real time I remember it, like, the first time I really sat back and realized, I know I have depression, and I don't know how to deal with it. I was a junior in high school. Um, I'm now graduated and working full time, and I just, like, realized a lot. This has no soda in it, I'm so upset. But, realizing that I'm human and I'm growing is what a lot of other people need to realize, and just within yourself too. Um, I was the girl in school previously, sophomore year, half a junior year, and, like so yeah, half a junior year, and previously, I was always the girl that had to have her hair done and her makeup done and had to dress nice because, at the time, I was naive and I wanted to impress boys and impress other people because I wanted friends, and realizing now that's not who I was, and, um, I was always like that. In my junior half of like, the last semester of my junior year, I stopped doing my hair. I stopped doing my makeup. Like, I still wore makeup, but not as often, and I definitely stopped dressing nice. I always wore hoodies and sweats, hoodies and leggings, and sometimes just hoodies and jeans, but I never fully dressed up unless I, like, planned out something with my friends or I don't know, I had to, and there were people who did notice, and, people who were like, "Oh my god, like, where'd Kayleen go?" And that was very difficult, I guess. I don't know how to, like, really put that. I was trying to find myself, and that was really hard to do. That was not fairly easy. And, they say you are your own worst critic, and you know, you're really hard on yourself just as an individual. And I believe that to be true because there's nights where I stay up crying myself to sleep because I'm like, why aren't I good enough? Why am I like this? Why do I have this personality? Like, why, out of all like personality traits out there, why do I have this one type of thing? And I really let that get to me. Um, and it was just really hard to like find myself. I couldn't find myself for the longest time. I'm still finding myself, to be honest with you. Um, Also, sorry for the shitty quality. I'm on a laptop. Um, but like I said, it's hard finding yourself. It's hard knowing who you are. And then, what's even harder is you don't know who you are and you don't know what to do with yourself. But then when your friends are going through the same thing, it's hard to help them because how can you help them when you can't even help yourself, if that makes sense? And so what I'm gonna like talk about is like what's been happening lately. After graduation, they say like you lose touch with people and stuff like that. And I guess like my best friend at the time had a boyfriend that I didn't know about until like September. And they're very serious, like, they plan on marrying each other and her boyfriend's transgender, which that's not an issue with me. Like if you know me personally, like I love everyone. And just dealing with it is a lot because I didn't know. And she wanted us to like talk on Snapchat to get to know each other, which I had no problem doing. Sorry, my face itches really bad. I think I'm having like an allergic reaction or something. And, you know, me and her boyfriend just didn't get like, we just started not to get along, and that was that. But for thing, he would message me kinda like, "Hey, fuck you," basically, "You hurt me." And in my eyes, like, I apologized for whatever I said just to be, like, the bigger person, and that wasn't going with it, he wasn't accepting that. And he was just like, "Too late for," like, and the other day he hit me up and was like, that's when he said, "Fuck you, you hurt me," and I apologized. He's like, "It's too late now." And I was like, "If you don't want an apology, then please don't complain. Like, I don't need to be friends with you. We don't like each other." But it's not even that, Eventually she was kinda like, I just feel like she chose his side. She wasn't looking at things the way I looked at it. I'm a very open-minded person. I like to see both sides before I fully judge, and I was willing to look at their side, and I did, and I was responding to everything they said on the messages, but they weren't responding to things that I was saying. Like, I don't know, I just feel like they weren't looking at my side, so it, like, broke me down because, one of the main things we were arguing about was, he didn't like the fact that I looked at her as my best friend. He was really, "Well, I'm her best friend, she's my best friend." And I don't know if you guys would get this, but, like, think of it as, like, um even though she may not look at me as her best friend, I look at her as my best friend. Just because, like, she helped me through a lot and, made me realize some things about myself and made me really start to love myself more and more every day. And I was ranting about this to my mom the other day. Just like for him to take that title away from me broke me. And I wasn't saying, they can't date or, she can't be best friends with him because that's her boyfriend. Who am I to take that away from her? But for him to say, he put her in a blackmail situation. It was literally he breaks up with her or we stop being best friends. We stop being friends in general. And he made me feel bad. And then she started to make me feel bad. And I started to realize how toxic that was for me. So I kind of was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna leave. But that's really just that. I'm never gonna talk shit about my friend like that because she is a great human being. But I'm gonna give them time and her time to kind of realize things. And I think it'd be cool, like great to give me time for myself too to realize things. Um, Now the next thing is kind of just like something I was realizing too. I have friends who like to just hang out with me when it's beneficial to them, and that's really not how I roll anymore. And I kind of went on a rant on Snapchat because I was kind of like, "Fuck you, I need to speak before I like go crazy." But basically, I just went on, and I was just like, I hate that I have like these people in my life that do this. They make me feel bad, and ooh, that doesn't look good. Sorry. And they go on and they're like, "Oh no, we don't want to hang out." But then, like on their Snapchat, 20 minutes later, there was someone else, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense because you told me, "Oh, you don't wanna hang out today, you wanna have a mellow day, you're not in the mood, or you don't feel good," but 20 minutes later, I see you with, like, another friend, and, like, it's not even like, I could care less if you don't wanna hang out with me. It's the fact that you lied about it and that you decided to hang out with someone else. If you didn't wanna hang out with me, you could've just said you didn't wanna hang out with me. I would be less butthurt about it if you told me the truth. And also, I think a lot of it people, another thing for you to like go behind my back and basically talk shit. Oh, she's a Debbie Downer. All she does is try to make you feel bad. No, I need to like rant. I'm trying to like let you know how I'm feeling because I'm human. I'm gonna have feelings and I'm gonna say what's on my mind. I'm never gonna hold back ever again. And I kind of just went into like the whole topic, growing up. I felt like I never had an opinion. And like, granted, most of that is true, but there were times where I was like, well, screw you, this is how I feel. But once I started to give out my opinion, a lot of like people around me, friends, family were like, whoa, where'd this girl come from? Who is this girl? This isn't Kaylee. But truthfully, it's always been me. I just have been hiding, like, I've been holding back inside myself because, "Oh, you're just a little girl. You shouldn't be saying that." Or if I said something or, like, did something, "You act like that? That's not you. Why would you say that? That's not you." But, like, it's always been me. You just have never seen it because you've seen me as one you've seen me a certain way growing up, as a young adolescent teen. But, like, granted, I'm still a teenager and I'm still young and I'm 19, but it's not about that, and I went on to other things. It's like people keep treating me like I'm a child, and I'm kind of just tired of it because granted, like I said, I'm still young and I'm still technically a teenager, but I'm an adult too. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, and sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. That's just like that's growing up, that's what happens when you grow up. And I don't think people around me were seeing that. And I went on to like the topic. I talked about a lot, but a lot of people were, like trying to look good at the same time, but that doesn't look good. But I just like growing up, I felt so disconnected from myself just because I felt like I wasn't allowed to have an opinion in any way, shape, or form. And, like, most of it was at school, though. Like, at home, okay, granted, sometimes, like, I was like, "Screw you, I'm gonna do what I want," type of thing. And I've always been the girl, like, at the same time to speak my mind or, like, "Really? You're gonna not let me do that because of a stupid situation?" Something random, But in school, I was never the popular girl. And I've had people who were popular who were like, "No, you were really popular. People always talked about you." They only talked about me because they were talking shit and, like, saying mean stuff about me because 'cause I'm not skinny, everyone knows that. They know I'm not a skinny girl, but that's fine 'cause I like food, fight me. But it's like, people are always, like, not bullying, but, like, teasing me because of my weight. And so this girl, "You were always popular." No, I wasn't, If I was popular, it was for a stupid rumor that I shut down real quick because I was not gonna people could talk shit about me, but I'm not gonna let you spread a rumor about me that's not true. And, It and I was thinking about that, like, all the times that, I was bullied, and I don't let that really get to me anymore because like, I'm no longer in school. I don't see these people every day. It doesn't fucking matter what people think of you, and that's what I wanna get to. No matter who you surround yourself with, just remember that you deserve to be happy, you deserve to be around people who love you deserve people who love you, and granted, what anyone tells you, you are allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to do what you want. Once you turn 18, do whatever the fuck you want within reason. Don't go to prison. That's not smart and that's not fun. I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure it's not fun. Do what you want with your life. If, like, you want to be a cosmetologist, go be a fucking cosmetologist. If you want to be an astronaut, go be an astronaut. Like, I know this is like your basic, like, do you want to thing, but seriously, like, no, I've learned this, like, as a life lesson. I just cut off like 3 people. Two of them, they don't even know I cut them off. But one of them knows that, like, I completely cut them off. And I just ranted to my friend because I was like, I really like, like when you rant to someone and sometimes it's not enough, you need to go somewhere else and rant. This is this case, right? No matter what, people are going to love you, talk shit, hate you, talk nicely upon you. No matter what, you're always going to have one person say something really fucked up. But that shows a lot about their character. And I work with children. And so, I always like, for instance, I have a kid who says, "You're an idiot." And then the other kid, the main kid that I'm about to talk about, is like, "Well, you're an idiot." And they go on and on and on. And I'm like, "Well, that's not nice. You don't do that to people." And they'll be like, "Well, they called me an idiot." I was like, "That says a lot about their character. But what does it say about yours?" And she looks at me and she's just like, it's not nice. I'm like, no, it's not. You need to be the bigger person in a scenario like this. You need to let them know that you're not going to be tolerated and be treated like that. You need to let them know that even though you called me this name, I'm still going to be nice to you because this says a lot about my character. And that's what I did for so long. And with the kid, I felt so bad because I was so hypocritical with it. But like at the same time, you can only take so much, you know. And growing up, I was always like that. No matter how badly I was treated, I would still be your friend and I would still talk to you, still give you like candy, or like just still hang out with you. And once I finally had enough, I was an automatic bitch. And they'd just be like, "No one likes you, Kayleen. You're a Debbie Downer." And I'm just like, I'm really a nice girl and I'm really there for people. At least I try to be. But like I said, you could only take so much before you become like a different part of yourself that even like you're not used to seeing. I wasn't used to seeing this girl inside of me, you know, blowing everyone off or saying, kind of like a fuck you situation. I wasn't used to that. But I kind of like was sorry, it looks like I have buck teeth, but I don't. I just have like a chip. That's weird. My teeth are weird. But I wasn't like that. And so just finding myself, I was just like, this is a lot. And I don't even know how to really, there's a lot to process. And I'm still processing it. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm changing myself. And who I want to be in the future, I need to change who I was in the past. You know? And it could just go from like the littlest thing, because it's not even just about friends, but it's like about, finding yourself and realizing who you truly are. And I talk about this a lot too because when I like look for rides for to work, if I could always get a ride in the morning back home. How my job works is I work morning shifts and and afternoon shifts. Morning shifts are 7 to 9 a.m. and then afternoon shifts are 3 to 6 p.m. So there's like a 6 hour like layover in between. I don't know how to like word that. But there's that. And so like I said, I could always find a ride to home in the morning because my coworker lives like down the street from me. She's like, "I could take you home," and I'll like offer her coffee when I get paid or something. But then like in the afternoon, it's harder to find a ride to work because people will be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you to work," but then bail on me last minute. And then like my site director will be like, "Oh well, I don't see why they would hire someone who doesn't have a car." Well, I've told them multiple times, and 99% of the time, I'm able to find a ride to work. But every time that, like, that 1% that I can't ever find a ride to work, I'm irresponsible type of thing. And, I'm just really tired of people trying to push me around. And, I've had people tell me, "Why don't you get a car?" And some people know I'm moving in like 7 months. So what's the point in getting a car for 7 months when I'm just gonna have to sell it again in 7 months? When that 7 months of money I could be saving to move, that's money for a car that I could use. That's money for a car that I potentially bought, right? But that could be money that I save up to move. And then when I move to that state, I could get a car. You get it? And I was like, granted, I could get my license up here, but then when we move, I'll just have my license down there. And then I could work on getting my own car and everything and learning my way around the city, stuff like that. And even my mom agrees with that. She's like, "No, you don't need a car right now. You need to save up to move because it's really hard to find a job where I live." I live in Alaska, and it's harder to find a job right now just because so many people, a lot of places are seasonal, or they already have enough people to work at that place. And so, in my job's 5 hours a day. Granted, I make pretty good money hourly, but that's confidential. But not really, because I always talk about it with people too. But it's just, roughly I make a certain amount of money a month, minus a certain amount of money a month for rent, and that leaves me with a certain amount of money that I could do because I need to save up like $300 a month to move to Washington. I'm moving to Washington, and so like that I could do, but it's just I don't know. People are just like I just felt like people were coming at me and making me feel bad for doing things for myself. Oh, you're selfish. In some scenarios, you need to be selfish. Remember that. But don't be selfish as in like a greedy way. Be selfish in like I don't know how to word that. Like in a needy way. Not greedy, but needy. Like you need this stuff, you know? And when I say greedy, greedy is like, oh, you want it. So like be selfish in a needy way, not a greedy way. Because need, you actually need something. You have to have it for you to go on with your life. But with greediness, you have to have it because you want it, not because you need it. There's a difference. And people are mad at me saying, oh, you're selfish. But like, yeah, I am being selfish, but that's because I need it. I have to have it in order to grow, in order to move, in order to go on with my life. And, people tell me, "Oh, you're irresponsible," but I'm pretty damn proud of myself because, I pay rent every month. I live with my parents and we have like an agreement, and that's fine. And I'm pretty damn proud of myself because that covers things, my basic living. And then every once in a while, I could give them money for groceries. So I'm able to feed myself and I'm able to have a roof under my head, use internet, have my phone bill paid. So that's all, you really necessities of life. Everything else that I buy for myself, granted, saving up to actually move, is like my own food when if I go out to eat. But even then, I barely do that. And so it's just a lot goes on. I don't know if you guys can relate. I kind of just needed to rant, but there was my rant, and I'm sorry. Sorry for listening to my annoyingness, but I really did need to rant. Um, if I go live again, even though like no one's gonna watch, I want to talk about ghost stories because I have a lot, and they're really freaking weird. Because there's one I came to the conclusion of, but I'm gonna go for now before I get too into everything else. So, bye.